Hi everyone. I know this is kind of different from how we usually run our normal meetings, and it's been a while since we've been able to reach out and update all of you. So, I put together a short kind of video to update you on future events and kind of what's been going on, and basically planning for the future as well as elections. So, welcome to today's meeting. I hope you're all doing well and staying healthy, and we all miss you guys. Okay, let me move that. So, first things first, I just wanted to recognize that if you haven't heard already, we won the National Councils of Excellence Gold Award for the National Association of Student Councils. So, I just wanted to congratulate all of you because this is a great accomplishment, and winning this award is one of the most recognizable achievements that a student council can have, especially from the National Association of Student Councils. And this also means that we automatically qualify for the Pennsylvania Association of Student Councils, one of their awards. So this is a really, really big deal, guys, and this is our second time winning it in a row. So thank you so much for all the hard work that you guys have done for the Student Council, and I can't wait to see what you guys do next year. And a special shout out to Sid, the secretary, for applying. She worked really hard on this, and um, the application takes a really long time. So thank you for all of your hard work, and thank you guys for making this possible. And then I also wanted to give a quick shout out to the Student Scholarship Committee, um, who picked the senior scholarships. I know this is kind of a last minute thing because of everything that happened in the past, but they were still able to pull through before that deadline. So thank you guys. You know who you are that are on it. And then in terms of events, Cupcake Wars will probably be canceled unless the chairs want to try and pull something together. But for Teacher Appreciation Week, the chairs were Sam Lowe, Nikita, and Ellie. And the event is supposed to be held from May 4th through May 8th. I did discuss with them, and they are looking into a sort of virtual celebration, and they're still brainstorming ideas for that. But we will most likely make this a virtual event because we still want to honor our teachers and show them that we appreciate them, because this is a rough and unprecedented time for them as well, and they are really working hard to make content online for online learning. So if anyone has any ideas for that or they want to help out and reach out for that, that would be really, really appreciated, since it is coming up in about 2 to 3 weeks. Moving on, so some general officer announcements. For hours, we discussed, Derek and I discussed, and there won't be any hour requirement for next year. So the 20 hours that were required by the end of the year, due to these circumstances, it's really impossible to get all those hours if you haven't gotten them already. So shout out to all of you that have gotten those hours. But if you haven't, no worries. They're just not going to be a requirement, so all of you are good for next year. And then for t-shirts, we did pick a t-shirt design, but we cannot order them or distribute them due to the school closure. So unfortunately, we won't be getting t-shirts this year, which is kind of sad because they were going to be really cute. And then in terms of PASC events, so the Region J conference is obviously canceled at Neshaminy because schools are closed for the remainder of the year. Summer workshop camps were also canceled, unfortunately. But if you are an underclassman, you can still attend next year. And the national conference, which was held, it was going to be held in Minnesota, I think. It will be online now, which is kind of cool. So for those of you that couldn't go to the national conference, which is in a different state, now you can kind of experience that online because they will be trying to move the conference as best as they can to an online platform, which I think is really cool. So if you're not doing anything, I think it's like the second week of June. It would be a really cool opportunity to check out. Okay, so then for other events, so one of the things that the officers have been looking at is hosting a virtual Spirit Week. We've noticed that other student councils in the area have kind of created a virtual Spirit Week event to kind of bring their students together and try and spread some positivity in this time of uncertainty. Like, I know that Unionville has been doing it, Conestoga has been doing it, and North Penn, and a bunch of other high schools across the United States as well. And given all of the trend with like the Instagram stories and things like that, I think it's an appropriate time, and this is like a relevant event that we can do. So, um, we would probably do this through Instagram and have nominations, but we're just kind of wondering what kind of dates you guys would want to do this for, or if this is something you think would be a possibility, and themes. Some of the themes that I've seen in other schools that are really cool are like Memory Monday, and students just post like one of their favorite high school memories. What's Up Wednesday, and students just share what they're doing during quarantine. And then Throwback Thursday, which is also like kind of Memory Monday, but something like that. And we can also figure out a way to get the teachers involved, which is really cool. So if you're interested in helping or have any ideas for this Spirit Week, please, please, please reach out, because I think this could be a really cool event given everyone's pretty much bored and they don't have anything better to do. So this is a fun way to kind of pull GB together and have some school spirit, even if we're not at school anymore. But it's really up to you guys, and I would love to hear what you guys think about having a virtual Spirit Week. So please reach out. We value all of your opinions. Okay, so now the part that everyone's been waiting for, elections. So because of the nature of school closures, we had to change up a lot of the election procedure this year. So some of the things that we've changed are nominations, applications, and speeches. So traditionally, for student council elections are unique because we usually host nominations, and that's when a certain member of the student council will nominate another person they think is worthy of holding an office position to a certain position. Then they will receive seconds by other people supporting that nomination, and then the person will accept their nomination for office. That's changing since we can't hold a full meeting right now. So instead, we have elected to do a self-nomination form, and that's a Google form that we sent out. Let me see if I can open it up right here. So the nomination form looks like this. So it kind of explains what's happening. And you can see here, I also listed out the different positions and the responsibilities of the positions. It's just your name and the office positions you're interested in. And this is different from how we've done it in past years because it's a self-nomination. So if you know that you want to run for something, then you can just do it yourself. Or even if you're not completely sure, you can still do it if you're interested. And then with the application, we changed up the application because usually we require that candidates running get a certain number of signatures from people just to kind of support that they are a good candidate for that office position. In past years, we've required like 3 to 4 signatures from freshmen, like student council members, sophomore student council members, administration, guidance counselors, and teachers, and things like that. But we changed that up again this year, and I'll show you in the application. You can read through this on your own. It kind of describes everything for you and pretty self-explanatory. The questions. So this is the part that we changed this year. So it's both difficult and easier to get signatures for your application, and I say this both ways because when we filled this out in person, it was kind of difficult to track down people that you were looking for because you would have to find them in school during school and get their signatures, and sometimes teachers were busy. But one of the positives is since we are mostly online, you can reach out to a teacher and ask that they just add it onto the document or like email you. So we also reduced the requirement for numbers of signatures, so we just made it 2 for each category, as you can see. So yeah, if you have any questions about this, feel free to contact me. I did my best to explain pretty much how applications work in this actual application, but if you're confused about anything, please feel free to reach out. And also, previously, we used to have a requirement that each officer has to attend a PASC summer workshop or some kind of leadership training before they are actually in office, but given that PASC canceled most of their workshops for the summer, and we doubt that other leadership training opportunities will be available as well throughout the summer, we just kind of nulled that requirement. So it is strongly advised and recommended that you eventually attend one if you are an officer, but for now that will not be a requirement. And then the last thing that we've changed in the election procedure is the speeches. Traditionally, we do it where one meeting, we'll just have all the candidates run through their speeches and then we'll send out a voting form. But since we all can't meet, instead of doing videos, we decided to hold them on a Zoom call so everyone can listen to the candidates. So the way they would work is we would set up a Zoom call full of the student council members and everyone would be muted except for the person giving their speech. And after that, we'd release a voting form for the following week and it would be open for the rest of that week. And that's how we've decided to organize speeches this year as well. So then this is just kind of like a timeline for everything going on with elections. So today, April 22nd, I'm going to be releasing the self-nomination form for officer positions. And I'll also probably post the application link as well, just so you can kind of get an idea of what you would be running for. And then this Friday, this meeting will be optional, but we will be holding a student council meeting. It's just kind of to debrief. If you have any questions or concerns, or if you just want to talk, like feel free to join. And the officers will be there. And if you want to talk to them about what their experience was like being an officer and like the responsibilities and the workload and how it is managing time, we can definitely do that on Friday as well. And then on May 8th, on Friday, the officer application will be due. Please email it to me by 8 p.m. on Friday. I will not be accepting applications later than this time. So that gives you 2 weeks to fill out the application. And then the following week, this will probably be our last student council meeting, where we all join together as a group. But that is when we will be sharing officer speeches with the entire student council through a Zoom or some kind of video meeting. And then the following week, voting will be open. And then after that, we will be announcing the election results. And of course, we will be notifying the officers first, and then we will notify the entire student council after. And then the new officer's term starts officially on June 1st. So I'm not going to go through all of these, but if you want to pause, my camera thing is in the way, but if you want to pause and just kind of see what the different responsibilities of the officers are, if you didn't know who was what this year, I was the president, Derek was the vice president, Sid was the secretary, Scott was the treasurer, Alan was the sub-treasurer, Julia was the historian, and Lauren was the public relations. So feel free to reach out to any of us. I do believe our contact information is posted somewhere in the team drive, or if not, you can always reach out to us through Reminds, or if you have our phone numbers about our jobs and positions. And then here's the meeting quote. So, let your smile change the world, but don't let the world change your smile. I thought this was a really fitting quote just for everything going on during this time, because I know it's really difficult to see the bright side of things right now. And it's a really scary and uncertain time, but don't let these circumstances change your smile, because there's always a reason to smile. So find the happiness in the small things and enjoy yourself in this time. I know we have a lot of time to ourselves and on our hands right now, so try something new and just try and smile and reach out to friends and continue to just have fun. And then these were quotes that were supposed to be in our last meeting, which was March 13th, but then school got canceled that day. So here's some fun pictures if you want to look at them. So questions, comments, concerns. I know we can't really do them the way we traditionally do them right now, but if you have anything at all that you want to say, or any concerns or questions, or if you just want to talk, you can reach out to me. My cell phone's right there. And then finally, for future meetings, there will be a meeting this Friday at 2 p.m. on Zoom. I'll send out that link later on, but feel free to come chat with us. Maybe we'll play a game or something, or if you have any questions, And then the last meeting probably of the year will be Friday when we do elections. So that's all for today, guys. Hope everyone's doing well and miss you.